Rim is an important component for vehicle. Rims provide leverage and reduce friction when the vehicle is moving. They are very essential for all automobiles including the commercial and passenger vehicles. For instance, the rim of a car wheel is a sizable hook that is fastened to the wheel spoke outer edge and contains the tire and tube. On wheels based on autos and other vehicles, it makes up the outside circular pattern of the wheel. For the project background, this project aims to evaluate the sustainability of different production methods for wheel rims. The three production methods that will be compared are forging, casting, CNC machining. The project will determine the methodology used in each process and compare them based on various sustainability factors. It will also evaluate the cost effectiveness and efficiency of each process. The goal is to provide insight on which production method is the most sustainable and cost-effective for the production of wheel rims and to provide recommendations for future production. After that, the objective for this group project is firstly to identify the manufacturing process that can be done to produce wheel rims based on the suitable type of application, which is for mass production, special or limited edition, and homemade. And the second objective is to elaborate the manufacturing processes that involve for every type of application of manufacturing. For the problem statement, first, many types of manufacturing process in industry that can be done to produce part and component. Second, wheel rim can be produced through various types of manufacturing processes.
Today, so I'm going to be presenting on chapter 2, which is a slight introduction to wheel rims. So as a history, we look at the slides. Usually wheels were manually operated beginning from the Paleolithic period. So then it covered from chariots, then they start to make a rim, wooden rims with spoke. When the earliest vehicle wheels were constructed of steel and mounted on a 3-wheel bench with a rubber tires. That was the first. Then after 1960s, automobile manufacturers began employing metal alloys to create rims. So the type of wheel rim materials, first one is steel, which is straightforward, affordable, typically fitted to the budget-friendly cars. So the second one is aluminum alloy, which wheels are used on a different kind of vehicles from every automaker, which strikes a good balance among strength, weight, durability, and cost. So the third one, carbon fiber. A single collision with a curb or other piece of road debris can leave them worthless. So carbon fiber wheels are still extremely rare, but more and more cars are becoming accessible with them.
So, for the first methodology, the application is mass production. So, the suitable manufacturing process for this type of application is forging. Forging is a process to shaping a metal using a concentrated and compressive force. The purpose of forging is to create a component or part which is in this project, the wheel rim. There were two types of forging for wheel production, which is first is machine forging and second is small form forging. For the first method, machine forging, a billet of aluminum is heated to a high temperature and put under a ton of pressure, resulting in a compressed structure. Machines are used to cut the huge piece of forged aluminum into the correct size and form the wheel rim. For second method, the mold form forging, the grain of the metal follows the contour of the wheels as it formed during the forging process. The design form is created by exerting output of 10,000 tons of force on the inner and outer ring after the rough forging is made. More form forging technique enables the alloy internal grain structure to conform to the design of the wheel to make it stronger, flexible wheels than those made by machine forging.
Good day. I'm going to be presenting on the second part of our methodology, which is CNC machine. So when we talk about CNC wheel machine, it's a type of CNC machining tool used for machining, finishing, maintenance and repair. So a good wheel quality ensures both the vehicle's performance and the well-being of its passengers. So from the CNC, there's two types. One alloy wheel CNC and the second one is aluminum wheel CNC. So the first one is alloy CNC machine, which is utilized for the production or the repair wheels. So the carbide treatment processes and tooling used in the wheel forming process ensure precise and cleaning cuts on the wheels. So there are two types actually. One is the vertical and horizontal. So they are classified according to their spindle orientation. So for the vertical, the spindle orientated in vertical, while for the horizontal one, the spindle is orientated horizontally. So diamond cut wheels is a different type of alloy compared to the traditional painted alloy wheels. So an alloy CNC machine is needed to fix and recondition the diamond cut wheel. So this machine removes the painted part, resulting in a car with a two-tone finish. So these are the steps. So the first step is the wheel which requires the diamond cut is colored and allowed to dry. Then the painted wheel is placed on the diamond cutting machine, which uses a laser to precisely measure the areas to be diamond cut. So as a result, they also know as the laser cuts the alloy. Then the light technician then instructs the machine via computer on how or which style should be used. So then the wheel rotates at high speed, allowing the diamond tip to strip every light coating of the painted alloy. So the strip area now has a two-tone and high shining finish. And lastly, the wheel is laid to seal paint and retain the shiny part gleaming for a longer period of time. So the next one is a aluminum wheel CNC machine, which is frequently used to repair and refurbishment operation. So the static cutting dial meets the wheel as it rotates. So this is a good method for repairing scraps, surface or damaged surface on the alloy wheels. You can produce a very perfect finish on the edge of the wheel.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. My name is Rizana Amira with the matrix number DD190025. So today, I'd like to talk to you about the methodology of manufacturing production of wheel rims that are suitable for home, fleet, and lesser production. So first, let's talk about casting. So casting is a manufacturing process in which a liquid material is poured into a mold and allowed to solidify. So there are several types of casting methods, including die casting, investment casting, and sand casting. So for our purposes, we'll be focusing on permanent and molding sand casting. So next, let's talk about the permanent molding. Permanent molding is a method of casting in which the mold is made of metal and can be used multiple times. So this method is also known as a gravity die casting. So this method is a great product for producing a high quality and consistent product. So the process of permanent and molding is typically more expensive and complex than sand casting, but it is also more efficient for a larger scale production. So finally, let's talk about the sand casting steps to produce the wheel rim. So the process begins by creating a pattern of the wheel rim, which is then used to create the mold. So the mold is filled with molten metal, allowed to solidify and then removed from the mold. So the wheel rim is then will be cleaned and finished to remove any excess of metal or imperfection. So the final product is a high quality wheel rim will be suitable for use on a vehicle. So that's all I have. I hope you found this information helpful.
The impact of forging on sustainability. First, energy consumption. Forging is more energy efficient than casting, consumes less energy because it doesn't involve heating the metal to its melting point. Second, material use. Forging use of fewer materials than casting, which can be beneficial for sustainability. 3. Waste generation. Forging generates less waste compared to casting. 4. Durability. Forging also produces stronger and more durable parts than casting. 5. Recycling. Forging also allows the use of recycled metals.
Now I'm going to be presenting on the impact of CNC on sustainability. The first one is the casting process allows for the creation of complex shapes and design with cost-saving and innovative design. So then cast wheel rims are often very strong and durable, which lead to a longer lifetime of the rings. Then environmental impact depends on the material used and the disposal of waste products during the casting process. Minimal waste production with multiple use of molds and recycling of scrap materials. Fifth one, less energy intensified compared to the other methods of manufacturing. The last one is recycling of scrap materials helps to reduce waste, cost and energy consumption.
Hi everyone, so I'm back again. So what about the sustainable impact when it comes to the use of casting to produce wheel rims? So when it comes to making wheel rims, casting is a great method that has a lot of benefits, especially when it comes to sustainability. Not only it does it allow for complex shapes and design, but it is also used minimal waste, making it an efficient process. Plus, cast wheel rims are known for their durability, but most importantly, the recycling of scrap material can be saved resources and reduce waste. So it is also important to consider the specific material use and proper waste disposal to minimize the environmental impact. So overall, casting is a great way to create a high quality wheel rims while being conscious of our impact on the environment. Discuss three methods of producing wheel rims, which is CNC, forging, and casting, and examine their pros and cons in the terms of sustainability and cost. It will delve deeper into how each method affects the environment differently in terms of sustainability. So, for forging is a process of shaping metals by hammering and pressing it, which is often used to create a strong and durable parts like wheel rims. So, downside of this method is that it can be time-consuming process and requires a significant amount of energy to heat the metal and to a malleable state. So in terms of sustainability, forging is slightly better than CNC machining as it requires less energy overall, but still generates a significant amount of waste in the form of scrap metal, which require energy to recycle. So this method will be required less energy than CNC machining, but it still requires a significant amount of energy to heat the metal to a malleable state and generates a lot of waste in the form of scrap metal that needs to be recycled. So next is for CNC. In the other hand, CNC machining uses computer controlled tools to cut and shape metals and create complex geometries. So it can be pricey and requires a lot of energy to run. Also not best option for high volume production. CNC machining has the least environmental friendliness due to high energy consumption and generates a lot of waste. So, the waste generated by CNC machining, like cutting fluids, lubricants, and coolants, can be harmful to the environment if not disposed properly. And lastly, we know that casting is a method of creating parts by pouring a liquid metal into a mold and allowing it to solidify, which often used for large and complex parts like wheel rims. So the downside of casting is that it can be difficult to achieve a precise tolerance, and it also required a significant amount of energy. So in terms of sustainability, casting is the most environmentally friendly option among the three methods. It generates minimal waste and most can be reused multiple times, reducing the need for the new raw material. So the process of casting generates less carbon emission compared to CNC and forging, as it doesn't require as much energy to heat the metal to a high enough temperature to make it malleable. So, in summary, when it comes to the producing wheel rims, each method has its own set of pros and cons. So, CNC machining is the most expensive option, but is most precise and allows for the creation of complex geometry. So, forging is a bit better than CNC in terms of sustainability, but it still required a significant amount of energy and generates a lot of waste. On the other hand, casting is the most environmentally friendly option and is the most cost-effective method in the long run. So it generates minimal waste and the molds can be reused multiple times, reducing the need for new raw materials. It is important to consider the sustainability aspect when choosing a manufacturing method, as it not only benefit the environmental but also help to reduce the cost in the long run. So in conclusion, casting is the best option for producing wheel rims in terms of sustainability and cost. So that's all from me and from my group. Thank you.